Midday. African savannah. The air is so hot it bends the light above the dirt. You're running. Not sprinting, not charging, just this slow, stubborn, ugly jog across open ground. Ahead of you, a kudu, maybe 600 pounds of muscle and horn, is slowing down. It's been running from you for almost 2 hours. Its mouth hangs open. Its legs are shaking. And you? You're barely winded. You're just getting started. Your body was built for exactly this. And almost nobody knows it. Think about how you see yourself. Compared to almost every predator on the planet, you're a joke. No claws. No fangs. No venom. You can't outrun a cheetah. You can't outswim a crocodile. You can't outfight a wolf. If you dropped a naked human into the African wilderness next to a lion, the smart money is on the lion. Every time. That's the story most people carry around. Humans are the soft, squishy ones. The ones who survived because we got clever. Made tools. Built traps. Used our big brains to compensate for our weak bodies. It's a nice story. It's also wrong. Because here's what your body can actually do. You can run. Not fast. You'll never win a sprint against a gazelle or a zebra or even a house cat. But you can do something almost no other animal on Earth can do. You can run at a moderate pace, in the heat, 4 hours. And hours. And hours. In 2004, a biologist named Daniel Lieberman and a paleontologist named Dennis Bramble published a paper in Nature that changed how scientists think about the human body. Their argument was simple, and it was radical. Humans didn't evolve to walk. Humans evolved to run. Not away from things. After them. They looked at the anatomy. Your Achilles tendon. Your arched foot. The nuchal ligament at the back of your skull that keeps your head stable when you bounce. The size of your gluteus maximus, which is the biggest muscle in your body and does almost nothing when you walk. It fires when you run. Every one of these features is useless for walking. Every one of them makes perfect sense for long-distance running. And here's the part that surprises people. A human being, a regular human being, not an Olympic athlete, can outrun a horse over a long enough distance on a hot enough day. That's not theory. There's a race for it. Every June in a small town in Wales called Llanarted Wells, Lana Artid, they hold the man versus horse marathon. Runners against horses. 22 miles through hilly terrain. And humans have one. But the real weapon isn't your legs. It isn't your lungs. It's something else entirely. We'll get there. That kudu from the opening? The one stumbling in the heat 2 hours into the chase? It doesn't know this yet, but it's already dead. Its body passed the point of recovery about 30 minutes ago. And everything that's about to happen next comes down to one biological fact that separates you from nearly every mammal alive. Quick thing. If you're learning something right now, hit the like button. It tells YouTube to show this to more people who actually care about human history. That's the whole game. Now, back to the kill. Your body has between 2 and 4 million sweat glands. Let that number sit for a second. 2 to 4 million tiny cooling systems spread across almost every inch of your skin. When you run, you heat up. When you heat up, you sweat. The sweat evaporates. Your core temperature stays manageable. You can keep going. Now look at the kudu. The kudu cools itself by panting. Most mammals do. Dogs, antelope, big cats. They pant. And panting works fine when you're standing still or trotting. But here's the problem. You cannot pant and gallop at the same time. The mechanics of a full gallop compress the lungs in a rhythm that locks out panting. So every time that kudu sprints away from you, it generates enormous heat and has no way to dump it. You don't need to be faster. You just need to keep showing up. So the kudu sprints. It disappears over a ridge. You jog after it. You find it standing in shade, panting, trying to cool down. You get close. It sprints again. You jog after it. Again. And again. And again. Each sprint costs the kudu everything. Each jog costs you almost nothing. A researcher named Louis Liebenberg spent years in the Kalahari Desert documenting this exact technique among sand bushmen. The hunters didn't chase at dawn when the air was cool. They chose midday on purpose. Hottest part of the day. They'd pick one animal from a herd and track it. Not the group. One animal. Push it to sprint. Let it rest. Find it again. Push it to sprint again. Over and over, for 2 hours, sometimes 4, until the animal's core temperature climbed so high that its muscles seized and it collapsed. The hunters would walk up to it. Sometimes the animal was still alive, lying on its side, too overheated to stand. They'd kill it with a spear. But the running is what did it. This isn't something that happened once or twice. This is how your ancestors ate. The idea goes back even further than Lieberman. In 1984, a researcher named David Carrier proposed that early hominids, possibly as far back as Homo erectus nearly 2 million years ago, were already built for this. Long legs. Short toes. That giant Achilles tendon. Carrier argued the endurance running body plan was already in place long before stone-tipped spears. You didn't chase animals because you were desperate. You chased them because you were designed for it. Ligament by ligament. Gland by gland. This wasn't luck. This wasn't cleverness. This wasn't some scrappy underdogs figuring it out on the fly. This was evolution building, over millions of years, the most efficient pursuit predator the world has ever seen. You. Walking around in jeans and sneakers, complaining about a 5-minute jog. You are that predator. You just forgot. But this isn't only ancient history. And that's what makes it strange. Hold that thought. Your body hasn't changed. Not in any meaningful way. The skeleton you carry to your desk job and your car and your couch is the same skeleton that ran down kudu on the savannah. Same tendons. Same sweat glands. Same gluteus maximus that fires when you run and does almost nothing when you sit. All of it's still there. All of it's still waiting. Runners talk about something called the runner's high. That rush of endorphins that hits somewhere around the 30-minute mark, when the pain fades and everything just clicks. That isn't a bug. That's a reward system. Your body is paying you for doing the thing it was built to do. Lieberman himself has said this: the runner's high exists because running was essential for survival. Your brain evolved to make the hunt feel good. And it's not gone. The Tarahumara, an indigenous people in the Sierra Madre of Mexico who call themselves Raramori, meaning the running people, still run extraordinary distances through canyons and mountains. 50 miles. 100 miles. Not for sport. It's just how they move. That restlessness you feel sitting at a desk for 8 hours? That pull in your legs, that low buzzing need to move? That isn't a character flaw. That isn't poor discipline. That's 2 million years of biological hardware asking, very politely, to do the one thing it was built for. So here's what stays with me. We built a world where the greatest endurance predator ever produced by evolution sits in a chair for 10 hours a day and wonders why its back hurts. That's not a failure of your body. That's a failure of the world we made for it. Next time you go for a run, pay attention. Not to your pace, not to your watch, not to the app counting your calories. Pay attention to the moment your breathing settles and your legs stop complaining and something in your chest loosens up. That feeling has a name. It's 2 million years old. And it's the same feeling a hunter on the savannah had at hour 2, when the kudu started to stumble and the end was close. What's the longest you've ever run, and was there a moment where something in your body just clicked? Tell me in the comments. If you want to know what ancient humans actually ate every day, and why it was nothing like what you'd expect, that video is right here. The sun is high. The air bends above the dirt. You were built to run in this.